Hi there, Joka here, and in this video I'm sharing my projects with the Spellbinders May large die kit. So let's see what's in the kit first. It's quite a few pieces, but they're not small. You will see some sentiments that you can use in a variety of ways. Then a banner that you can build, some flowers, some balloons, so quite a few things. Now, this one is the 3D embossing folder kit this month, all balloons. Now, I'm going to start with the banner just to show you how to put this together, but I actually don't use this in today's video. So you can see those little pieces, they have embossed lines that help you assemble the banner. I actually used foam tape on this so that you have a bit more dimensional piece, and normally if I were to create a card with this, I would actually double up on these die cuts. That is, you know, I would glue at least two together so that they are firmer, especially when I'm using foam tape, but here I didn't. I just really wanted to show you how to put this banner together, and then you can use as many or as few pieces as you want. So you could just have one, which is one I'm going to use in this video. So one of these shape banner pieces, and then you can also create, obviously, like a tall one with 5 pieces, let's say. Then I think there is a sentiment in this kit that would feel 5. Okay, so I started out by putting together all my floral die cuts. I did not know at this point what I wanted to do. I just die cut a lot of flowers, and I'm putting them together. They are very simple, as you can see. These are the all the flowers, and then I actually die cut them from a variety of colors. And on my first card, I am going to use the sentiment sending birthday wishes to you, I think. And I cut all the sentiments, so every word from a different color, and then I am adding white, like white cardstock, a bit offset to it. I don't know what happened to the end of my sentiments. I assumed that I left that in the video. Oh my god, I just edited this. I don't remember cutting that out. But okay, so these are the 5 colors I used, and as you can see, the white cardstock I added to the back in a way that it's a bit offset, so you can actually see it. And by the way, all the cards I am creating today are 5 by 7 inches, and I'm adding my sentiment without the banner in the middle of the card. As you can see, I added a bit of white, gray cardstock in the background. It's just slightly smaller than the 5 by 7 inch. And this one, you might not want to watch this birthday in this video. Just skip the birthday, because I could just not put that one together in a way that it looks good. I don't know what I did. I don't know. It feels like the day in the birthday is kind of bent, you know? So I thought maybe the Y I should add that way. Although, if you look at the wishes is perfect. To me, anyway. I mean, even sending, but birthday, it just did not look right. So excuse my clumsiness on that one, but I already glued it down, so there was nothing I could have done. unless, restarting the whole thing, but I did not want to do that. I kind of left my projects to the last minute, which I never do. But I was traveling, I had a few things, so I just couldn't do it earlier. So anyway, just experiment with that word. I'm sure you can make it look better than I did here. Okay, so my idea was that I used 5 colors. I used 5 colors for the sentiment, and I kind of arranged the flowers around those in the same color. So darker blue, not dark, but darker than the light blue. Next to the U, and then light blue next to 2, etc., etc. The only thing is that sanding is in the Spellbinders saffron color, and I use that for my flower centers, so I did not want to create flowers with that. So I actually used 2 different kind of like ivory or vanilla cardstock. There is, I don't know if you can tell in this light, but there's a one that is a bit more yellowish than the other one. The other one is a bit more white. So that's what I did, and now I'm trying to add some leaves as well. And with that, I had the idea that I add the darker, it's not quite green, it's like a greenish bluish color. I add those with the darker colors, and then the light green one with the lighter colors, if that makes sense. No reason for this, honestly. It's just in that moment, that's what I felt like doing, to be honest. So I'm now just arranging my flowers, and with these bigger flowers, I used foam tape with, and I'm also trimming off the ends of the little leaves and the little flower stem that goes under the foam tape, just so that all that is not in the way, so to say. And even the largest of the small flowers, I also added foam tape to, and then all the rest I am just going to glue down with liquid glue. That way I have a bit of dimensional interest in the card. And now with my big flowers, I decided I needed something else in the center of the flower, so I pulled out my trusty white enamel dots. I really seem to be using these a lot these days. So that card is done, and I'm moving on to the next. For this one, again, I'm not using the banner. I got a bunch of balloons in the same colors that I used on the first card, and I'm now adding some gold thread. This is, I think, from the Spellbinders shop, but I will check to make sure, and if it is, I'm going to add it in the description box below. Now there is gonna be a third card, and this one is a textured watercolor paper, which I'm going to emboss now. I never actually tried to do this. So this is what it looks like. It has such a beautiful texture. This paper is gorgeous. I never use it. I do have everything, to create mixed media projects, but I just don't. I'm too lazy. I don't have space, so I generally don't do it. But I don't know. This embossing folder that was a given that I had to color it, I think. But you will see. Moving back to the second card that I started, I'm going to use the embossing folder here as well, but then just with a darker gray cardstock. And as you know, I always show in every video that with the 3D embossing folder, you have to make the paper a bit wet, just so that it doesn't tear or it doesn't get ruined when you do the embossing. So again, this one is trimmed down a little bit so that I have a white frame around the card front. And this is what I was talking about when I said that I'm going to use a banner that is just like a one-piece banner. And here I'm adding some foam tape to the sides because in the middle I'm going to add something. I'm going to thread the balloons through that there, so the middle part of that banner. And yeah, that's about it. That's gonna be the whole card. I'm starting to glue down some of the balloons, and then I will also add some foam tape to some of them, just so I have a bit more dimensional design. So this embossing folder is a bit busy. I didn't really have a different idea with it. I think it looks really good painted or colored, but bear with me because I do not color, so mine is not gonna look great. But when a professional does it, I'm sure it's gonna look great. At least that was my first idea, that it really needs some coloring. Yeah, so you can see here that I'm adding sometimes one, sometimes even 2 layers of foam tape, depending on where I'm adding those balloons. And now I'm going to put a knot on all of these just so that they are kept together. And I will also add a little bit of double-sided tape just under and then above it, so that it's kept in place. And I will place my banner over it. Now I'm gonna trim off the ends of those threads. And I had a bunch of little flowers left from the first project, so I decided to add some interest, and I'm adding the flowers to some of the balloons. And I also use some of the small leaves that I did not, these types of leaves I did not use on the first project. I just used the bigger ones. So some of the flowers I will just add with liquid glue, others, the larger ones, with foam tape, and then that's where I add the little leaves, because I think the small flowers wouldn't hide the leaves that much. So well, this one isn't, yeah. I actually did it with the small flowers, but I like the way they look better with the larger flower. And then I did not really care what color flowers I had. I just used whatever I had left. Then for the sentiment, I don't mind to actually just using you, but then I thought maybe I should add 4 there, and I was too lazy to search for a die. I'm pretty sure I have some. I mean, I have so many sentiments dies, but nothing is organized. All my dies are in pouches, these canvas pouches. I never find anything. So I just decided to add like a handwritten 4 there. I did sketch it out with a pencil because I don't trust myself with a pen. Now, this would have been the perfect gold, but unfortunately, it didn't work anymore. So I pulled out a gold Sharpie. That is not perfect, but it's gonna be okay. So that's all I did, and then that card is done. And now I would show you how I colored this, but my head was in the frame the whole time, so I apologize, but most of this footage it was unusable. So basically what I did with all the shapes, super simple. I just added the color on the left side, and then I blended it out with what is this called, like a water tank pencil. I don't remember what this is called, but it has water in it, and then it's super simple to watercolor with this. And yeah, I matched the colors to my cardstock, so it's similar to the other two cards. This one, this particular pink did not blend very well, so I just added a bit more ink to it. Some of the colors blend well, the others don't. I never use these Zig pens. I think probably I used them 2 years ago last time. I don't know. They are really great though. I really think it's very easy to color with them. It's just, again, if you know me by now, then you know that I don't like to color. So from here on out, I had to edit out the whole balloon painting, and then also this I had to edit out when I added the thread with a Sharpie, with that same gold Sharpie. I just drew the threads in that is hanging on the balloon, if that makes sense. And now I'm adding some double-sided tape on the back of this. I actually forgot to mention that with the second card I did the same. And then I'm adding a heavyweight cardstock to the back. This one will make sure that my embossed layer and also watercolored is not crooked or warped. And again, this thin layer of foam tape does the same, so I actually don't have a warped project, which is one of my pet peeves. And the only other thing, no, actually, one of the two things that I'm gonna do, I'm going to add a sentiment. Again, happy birthday, and as you can see, that B and Y in the birthday, I don't know, I just can't. I don't know. I don't know how to do that right. So I probably should have chosen a different sentiment, but I think there was nothing that was just 2 words that was without birthday, because you could have you could do birthday wishes, but then again it has birthday, and I think this kind of fit into that space, the white space there. So that's why I chose it. And I chose the darker blue because I felt like that would stand out the most. And then once I glued this down, I will add some white, like tiny little details into the balloons. But again, I have to edit this out because my head was always in the frame. Okay, so these are the finished cards. I hope I could give you some inspiration with this month kit and embossing folder as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. I think if I'm lucky, I'll be back on the 10th with several videos. Thank you again. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.